All right, so you probably are in this menu still, so you can just go ahead and click this X, and that will probably bring you to the page here. So if you want to, we're going to edit with Elementor to create our homepage. You can just click on Edit with Elementor if you're in here, so that's how you get to it from the front end. If you are in the back end, you just go to Pages, and then just click on Edit with Elementor, and voila, we will be in the Elementor. So I'm just going to show you a bunch of things here, but sort of like the customize. Feel free to kind of do whatever makes you feel good. I just want to see that you did apply and make things. Okay, so you can do this a couple different ways. You can either click on this to add a new container, or you can click and drag it over. It'll work either way. I'll just click on this, and it's going to ask the style. I generally like doing the grid because the grid's a little bit more like Bootstrap, where it'll be columns and rows. Flexbox is more they'll kind of like stack and stuff. So if you want to do more of like a what do you call it, an asymmetrical design, that would work better. I'm just going to choose grid, and then I'm just going to start with, let's say, 3 columns across. All right, and now we have a container. Now you can see the container and the layout is grid. You can always switch it back over to Flexbox if you want. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Boxes contain width. Let's do full width, so it goes all the way across. And right here we can choose a number of columns. So if you actually want to have more than 1 row, you can see you can do it like that. I'm going to leave it to 1, and if let's say I want to do 4 rows, I could do 4 rows. Okay. In my case, I'm just going to go ahead and do 1 column. I'm just literally going to put an image in there. Now you don't have to do a container. I could have went directly to like a picture, but I like just having everything together in here. So I'm going to click on the plus again, and it's going to go here. Now, if you don't click on the plus, you can also get to it here. So you can either click on it here or click on it here. Either way works. And so at the very top, let's go ahead and see what we have for options here. So you can see we have our containers that I already showed you. Then they have basic stuff. So you can see that you can do headings, text editor, which is basically paragraph, image, video, divider, which is really kind of like a horizontal rule. And it seems pretty limited. There are more. So if you go here, oops. Can I not grab the column? There we go. If you go here, you'll see there's a bunch of pro ones, and you can see they have all sorts of stuff. But there is actually more that aren't pro that you can use, and that's this general one. So you can see over here, we have a lot more. And then again, there's more options, even more. But they want our money, but they ain't getting it. So you can look and just see what makes sense for you and go off of that. So let's go ahead and let's just do an image carousel. So I'm going to click and drag and drop it in there like that. And now we have an image carousel, and we need to add our images. So I'm going to hit the little plus here to add images. And what you're going to do is just click upload files and select your files. You can also drop and drag them into here, will also work. I already grabbed these. So I'm just going to grab let's say these. Oh, can I grab multiple ones? Okay, yeah. So I'm just going to grab all of these because they're all kind of the same. And then we're going to create a new gallery. And then we're going to insert gallery. And now you can see we have the pictures. I don't really want this. Okay, that's fine. I need to make some changes. I don't want thumbnail. I would like large, so they're much bigger. Slides to show, we have default. I only want to show 1 slide at a time. I don't like it showing all of them, but it was showing 3, so that's kind of up to you how you want to do it, but I like the idea of it just being 1. I don't want it stretched. Navigation, you can see they have dots and arrows, so here's the dots, and then here's the arrows here. And you can see there's some other options and such, right? So that looks fine. Let's make this a little bit smaller because that's a little bit too big. Okay, we're going to go with that. That looks acceptable. Now you can see why it's important to be able to format your images. You can see this is square, which isn't really a good format for most things, but it's what the AI does by default. So it would be much better if I had a landscape instead. Okay, so we're going to say that one's good. Now you'll see also that there's different options. So whatever element you have selected here, there are going to be different options that you might be able to make some changes with, and even some advanced stuff. Okay, some of this might be locked out. I'm not sure, but if you're finding that you need something formatted a certain way, you should be able to get to it through here. Okay, let's go ahead and click on this. I'm going to again do a grid, and I will again do. Let's just do 2 this time. Okay, and let's go ahead and we'll keep it boxed. I'm actually going to do 4 columns this time. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And yeah, we'll say that that's good. I don't think I want to do anything else with it. Okay, so now I'll hit the little plus here, and this time I'm going to choose the it's basically a card. the image box here. There, I'm just going to grab this and drop it in here, and voila, there's one. Okay, and then I would click in here and I could choose a picture. So let's just grab this one because I don't really care. All right, and then we could do another one. And we'll just go, and so you can see there's other options here. So that here's the title. It's an H3. The image resolution is full, and you would change the text here. Okay, so I'm just gonna click and do another one of these. So, come here. No, that's not what I wanted. Hang on. Let's see. All right. Okay, let's click here. Okay. So we're just going to do that again. I'm just going to scroll this time because that was being annoying. And we'll put one in here. And I need to get rid of you. So I'm just going to right click and we're going to delete. And actually, I'm going to right click, delete this one. And let's just duplicate. I'm going to right click and just duplicate. Right click, duplicate, right click, duplicate. Now I got my 4 in a row. So now you can see I got my main, my carousel. I got these 4 in a row. I'm going to click on this plus. Again, let's do a grid. I'm going to do 2 this time. And these will be basically, I'm going to click on here. And again, you change your settings here. I'm going to click on this one. And then let's go ahead and do a heading. Okay. And then that's fine. Let's click over here and we'll do text like so. All right. And then, yeah, so then we can click here again, this, and let's do this one, right? And then you hit the little plus, and then you'll see there's all these different options. So here's an icon, and then I can choose the icon that I want. So we can click on the icon library, and you can see there's all sorts of them, and they're using Font Awesome, which is great, right? So you might be like, oh, I want to use a suitcase because that's really helpful for me. All right. So what I want you to do is hopefully you got a rough idea. Just play around with it and just get a feel for it. Make yourself just a homepage. It can be whatever makes you feel warm and fuzzy. I just want to see you basically drop and drag this in. You might notice it's a bit easier to make a web page, not having to write a bunch of HTML and CSS. You can just drop and drag things in. Now, that being said, you do have more control if you know how to, and you understand things better. Like, you know what an H3 is, right? And like, you can change some of the options here. Like, I can go to the advanced and you can see I can write custom. Oh, this one doesn't have an option for it. I'll show you a way of doing it another way anyway. Oh yeah, these are all locked. Well, that stinks. But if you were making an actual website, you would want to you'd pay for the actual full thing, because that way you would have full access to the whole suite of tools, right? So, but you would know how to do that as opposed to only being able to do this very front end, kind of cookie cutter template sort of thing. Okay. So yeah, there you go. So just go ahead and make what I made and just make some more things and see what you come up with. Make something interesting. If you want to actually write out content, put in images and do whatever, that would be fun. I just want to make sure that you did enough that I can see that you clearly, did enough of a page. So just play around with them, see what the options are.